The delegate from Manassas, Delegate Carter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Delegate Carter, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Those of you that have listened to me on Valentine's Day the last 2 years will surely know what I'm about to say. This has become a bit of an annual tradition. But today is the 30th anniversary of when the Voyager spacecraft turned around and took perhaps the most famous photo of the planet Earth. From 4 billion miles away, Madam Speaker, the entirety of the Earth took up a single pixel in that frame. And this day every year gives me great cause for reflection, to think about the perspective that we all bring to these discussions. And with that, Madam Speaker, I'd like to read the words of the astronomer Carl Sagan. He said, "Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequently their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatred. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit, yes. Settle, not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It's been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known. Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this year, like every year, that those words will provide us some perspective and allow us to reflect on how we treat each other and how we care for the most vulnerable in our society. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The delegate from Loudoun, Delegate LaRock.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Delegate LaRock, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the delegate from Prince William. That is an awesome reflection, and I would just like to add to it, perhaps make it even part of the annual tradition, because each year when he reads that, it reminds me of a verse of Scripture, Psalm 19, a Psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day, they pour forth speech. Night after night, they display knowledge. There is no speech or language which their voice is not heard. Their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens he has pitched his tent for the sun, which is like a bridegroom coming forth from its pavilion, like a champion rejoicing in his course. And it goes on from there. I thank you, Madam Speaker, and members of the body.